Hi, I'm Steve Perkins, the Executive Director of the Vermont Historical Society, and I'm here to talk to you today about this really cool object I have here in my hands. It's a medal, and we can look at it. It's got a ribbon. It has what looks like a couple of sticks and a little cube, and this great medallion on the bottom. At the top, it says BCC, and a picture of what looks like two guys perhaps playing floor hockey or maybe ice hockey. Yeah, it's a hockey medal. But this is a very special piece and a very rare medal, and we think that it represents the very first international ice hockey game to ever be played. So I'm going to back up a little bit. That's your introduction to this piece in our collection. Let's talk a bit about context. So we're going to go back to the 1880s, late 1870s, 1880s in North America. This idea of ice hockey was being developed in and around Montreal. They took field hockey and moved it to ice, and so they could skate around. So that's happening north of the border. Here in New England, we have these nice long winters, and people are really enjoying getting outside and doing all sorts of activities. After the Civil War, we started to get more leisure time in our lives as a society, and so we had people skiing and sledding and doing things like ice hockey. There were winter carnivals that were set up in a number of northern cities that drew folks from all around. It was a great way to bring business to cities and get people outside, say in February. In 1886, there was a smallpox outbreak in Montreal. Montreal used to have this great winter carnival that everyone from around North America would go to, but they canceled it. And so Burlington, probably not quite understanding germ theory, said, great, let's have one here in Burlington, and we can invite all these people down from Canada who couldn't go to the one in Montreal. So Burlington had this grand winter carnival in 1886 where they invited the Canadians to come down and participate. Now the winter carnival included dances and figure skating and the precursor to bobsledding. But what it also did was it also had a hockey tournament. So two teams from Canada came down, the Montreal Athletic Association and the Crystals. And these were the two top teams in Canada at the time. And Burlington decided to create their own team, the Van Ness, named after the Hotel Van Ness, and which was, of course, named after Governor Van Ness. I think just a bunch of employees and friends of the company got together, never played this thing called hockey before, but they put together a team. So we started out with a tournament. The Montreal Athletic Association and the Crystals played a really hard-fought game. Montreal Athletic Association won just barely. So then the Van Ness team played the Montreal Athletic Association and lost really badly. So because this was a round-robin tournament, the Van Ness then played the Crystals for the silver medal, and of course, lost as well. So the Montreal Athletic Association won the competition, unknowing or unknown to them, I think, that this was in fact the first international hockey game. This is a second place medal. This would have been awarded to the Crystals, and it was found at an auction a number of years ago and purchased ultimately for the Vermont Historical Society by a donor by the name of Buxton. The medal is very interesting because we can tell it was from the Winter Carnival because the Winter Carnival was sponsored by the Burlington Coasting Club, which, as I said, was that precursor to bobsledding, and that's what BCC stands for. It has the date, 1886, in it. It has the crossed hockey sticks. It has a hockey puck. You'll notice that it's a cube. The round hockey puck wasn't introduced until about a decade later. And then, of course, the medallion with the hockey players showing the sport. So a very rare piece and represents a really cool part of our history. Thank you for joining us at the Vermont Historical Society. To learn more about this and other topics in Vermont history, you can follow us on social media or visit our website at vermonthistory.org.